From Creepshow to the recent classic Trick or Treat, horror anthologies tend to be a fan favorite of the horror genre. Volumes of Blood is a low-budget horror anthology shot primarily in an Owensboro, Kentucky library with local actors. The setup and wraparound story is essentially a slight twist on the typical campfire storytelling trope. A rule is set by one of the characters that every story has to take place in the library, and this limitation provides a fun restriction, but production-wise is also a smart one. Because each segment takes place in the library, it makes each story feel connected, much like the recent horror anthology VHS held the stories together by all being part of the found footage subgenre. Although the locations don't change throughout the segments, the setting never gets boring, as Volumes of Blood is filled with some interesting characters and stories. Producer and director PJ Starks brought together 4 other directors to handle different segments of the film. Despite this, Volumes of Blood still manages to feel like one cohesive entity, while maintaining unique personalities in each of the stories. Without spoiling too much, the segments explore different horror subgenres and have slight changes in tone, which keeps the film interesting throughout. For primarily using local actors, Volumes of Blood is filled with some great performances. There's some truly standout characters throughout, and the film rises above what is typically expected from other comparable low-budget films.
It's just a little something that the company I work for has developed.
The first segment, A Little Pick-Me-Up, is a simple character-focused piece that's about a mysterious energy drink pusher that's a great primer for things to come, as it not only includes some satisfying practical gore effects, but some nice performances as well. Ghastly is visually the most unique from the others, as it's shot in black and white. It's a fun little ghost story that's primarily told through visuals and music.
You realize this place closes in like 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, I already talked to your brother. He's letting me stay while he closes up the place.
13 After Midnight features one of the standout actors of the film. Grant Nagatsky plays an arrogant friend of a girl who's staying late to study at the library. Unsurprisingly, the night doesn't end well, and this segment devolves into a bit of a creature feature. The final segment, Encyclopedia Satanica, is the most ambitious in that it reaches for emotional impact rather than lots of gore or easy attempts at humor, which is not an easy thing to achieve with low-budget productions. For the most part, it succeeds, and is a drastic juxtaposition to most low-budget films that avoid any attempt to display real human emotions other than laughter or horror. Volumes of Blood makes a hard left turn after the final segment. Initially, I felt that was a mistake as it may alienate wider audiences as it breaks the reality of the film that has been constructed up to that point. But after giving it time to digest, it's a bold decision that succeeds in making the film go out with a gore-filled bang, rather than puttering out after wrapping up the final segment, as many anthology films tend to do. Although the production value may not be in line with what audiences who primarily watch studio features may expect, it's a solid-looking flick that anyone can enjoy as long as they overlook a few small rough spots. Volumes of Blood is a must-see for fans of independent horror that are hungry for a new anthology.